Okay, share. Okay. Okay. So, good evening mga kapatid. Actually ang topic natin ngayon is actually about unity, no? When we talk about unity, ito ang ibig sabihin nito, di ba? As a definition, yung pag-connect o pagkakaisa. So, ito yung ating pag-aaralan. Ano ba yung kaugnayan nito sa pagbuo ng isang mapayapang daigdig, ano? Yung salita na unity or pagkakaisa. But before this, I just want to for you to see a video, ano? It's 18 minutes video. Talk about yung nangyari, yung mga pangyayari na nangyayari ngayon sa mundo, ano? Ano yung ginagawang kasagutan o hakbang ng especially ng aming samahan, ano, ng aming movement sa para magkaroon ng mapayapang daigdig. So, tingnan niyo 'to.
Hello, dear members, and welcome to another edition of HJ Global News. 2 years after the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, we still find ourselves in a difficult situation with the rapid spread of the Omicron variant. Nevertheless, heaven's providence does not stop, and we move forward united with firm conviction towards a heavily unified Korea. In this edition of HJ Global News, we will introduce part 2 of the special feature on the Summit for Peace on the Korean Peninsula and share some images of the progress of the providence around the world.
Peace creates a calm and harmonious environment. It provides us with tranquility and shelters us from all sorts of wars and conflicts. Peace-loving citizens from around the world worked hard to achieve peace for all, and their efforts have led to a movement for peaceful reunification of the Korean Peninsula. At the 2020 World Summit held in Korea celebrating the centenary of Reverend Sun Myung-moon and the 77th anniversary of Dr. Hak Ja-han Moon, several important events took place. With the participation of nearly 10,000 prominent leaders from around the world. This summit chaired by True Mother was held with the support of the International Summit Council for Peace, the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace, the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development, as well as the International Association for Peace and Economic Development, and the International Media Association for Peace. Every year through a World Summit and international leadership conferences, as well as through international and interfaith movement advocating good governance and the peaceful reunification of Korea, incredible efforts are being made to realize the vision of a world of interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. After the 2020 summit, despite the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic bringing the world to a complete standstill, the efforts for the peaceful reunification of Korea continued unabated. In particular, the online platform PeaceLink was established, and the first online Rally of Hope was broadcast live on the platform on 9th August 2020. It is an event that brings together prominent world leaders from the political, religious, economic, and academic spheres who are committed to a peaceful world. We have already held 7 successful rallies of hope which have recorded nearly 3 billion views worldwide.
សន្តិភាពមិនអាចសម្រេចបានដោយឯកឯងនោះទេយើងត្រូវជំរុញការចេះស្រឡាញ់គ្នាទៅវិញទៅមកដល់គុណនិងតម្លៃនិងការគិតគូរ ហួសដល់មនុស្សជាតិរួមរស់ជាមួយគ្នាដោយសន្តិភាពនិងសុខដុមការគោរពភាពចម្រុះនៃជំនឿសាសនានិងវប្បធម៌នៅក្នុងនិងរវាងសង្គមជាតិនីមួយៗកម្ពុជាត្រៀមខ្លួនជាស្រេចក្នុងការចូលរួមចំណែកជាមួយដៃគូពាក់ព័ន្ធទាំងអស់ដើម្បីគោលដៅដ៏ពិសិដ្ឋនេះសូមអរគុណចំពោះការយកចិត្តទុកដាក់
I am most familiar with Dr. Moon and her late husband's influence as a reader for many years of the Washington Times. Since founding the UPF 15 years ago, she has assembled a broad, diverse network of leaders and concerned citizens and made it a respected influence for the good.
This organization continues to keep hope alive, not only for the reconciliation and reunification of the Korean Peninsula, but for the reconciliation and reunification of peoples around the world.
The historic contribution of the Ethiopian soldiers who participated in the Korean War certainly left an indelible mark in the relations between Ethiopia and the Republic of Korea.
On November 22, 2020, at the Rally of Hope marking the 70th anniversary of the outbreak of the Korean War, the Little Angels put on a show of gratitude to express appreciation for the veterans of the 16 UN countries who shed their blood on the Korean Peninsula.
Peace on earth to men of goodwill. Ever since the world has been striving towards that goal, and today we are witnessing one of the fruits of Father and Mother Moon's lifetime efforts to embrace leaders of different faiths and religions, to inspire them
to work
towards that noble purpose.
I should like to congratulate our host, Dr. Moon, the co-founder of the Universal Peace Foundation, for her initiative in organizing the Rally of Hope virtual series.
The dream of peace throughout the Korean Peninsula is shared by the millions of men, children, and women who live there. So let us pray together for peace and healing on the Korean Peninsula.
Focusing on the 6 major UPF associations, the efforts for a heavily unified Korea in 2021 resulted in the establishment of Think Tank 2022, an international group of prominent leaders and experts from various fields, comprising of 1,011 people from Korea and 1,011 people from the rest of the world. On this basis, the steering committee for the Summit for Peace on the Korean Peninsula was launched.
What makes this event more special are the distinguished participants
Yan si Ban Ki-moon,
comprised
yung
of
dating Secretary General
global
ng United
and
Nations.
experts representing diverse sectors, united in the shared commitment to paving a path toward peace on the Korean Peninsula. Over the course of the next 18 months, Think Tank 22 will create vital change and serve as a stepping stone for peaceful Korean Peninsula.
The task for
Donald
all
Trump
of us who pray for peace on the Korean Peninsula is to ensure that our nations are not only great in power and rich in wealth, but even more, we must be strong in spirit. Every nation must summon the will to protect its citizens, its allies, and to leave a better future for our citizens. These are the forces and values that inspire change, that move countries, and make history that ultimately lead to peace.
Thanks to the Think Tank, 2022 rallies of hope and forums that were aired in Korea and on several TV channels around the world, the issue of peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula has become a topic of international interest.
Thank you for hosting this. Thanks to Dr. Moon for putting on this important conversation as part of Think Tank 22, this effort for peace around the world, and indeed
Secretary of
the
State
unification of the Korean Peninsula and peace on the Korean Peninsula is an important task. It is a moral task. It is a noble task.
While the reunification of their homeland
Mike
has been a
Pence,
cherished
Vice
dream
President.
of all Koreans. We must understand that the dream of reunification will only be achieved by an unwavering commitment to freedom, security, and peace.
If we open the 38th parallel, it's going to change everything we know.
Yan yung isang
Sociological
billionario sa
problems,
Amerika, chairman
economic
ng
problems,
Roger
political
Holdings.
problems.
In addition, through the prayer rally for the salvation of our homeland and the realization of a heavily unified Korea that began in December 2021, people around the world are joining their devotion towards the peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula.
And I believe
Yan si Pastor
this
Paula White.
restoration,
Siya yung
reconstitution, will include
spiritual
the
advisor ni Trump.
reunification of North and South Korea. As we enter into an era where we will see the answers to our prayers and the promises to our prophetic moment come to
Makita nyo,
pass,
different religion,
we will
different
see the reunification
denominations.
of South and North Korea.
이제 한반도의 통일은 이루어집니다. 이 한반도로 시작한 신태평양 문명권의 문화는 아시아 대륙을 통해서 전 세계로 활발히 펼쳐 나가고 있습니다.
Let us move all forward towards peace on the Korean Peninsula and hope through Summit for Peace on the Korean Peninsula. The 11th Peace Forum for a Heavily Unified Korea was held centered.
So, okay na yan. Actually, itong pinakita ko sa inyo is happened last, I think, March. And ito yung Think Tank 2022. And then ito yung, yung Think Tank 2022 is part of the World Summit for Peace, no? Na inorganize ng movement namin. And the participants are all actually previous and current government officials ng different nations sa buong mundo. At ang goal nila is to bring peace not only in Korean Peninsula, di ba, nahati ang Korea into two because of communist and South Korea, but it will become the foundation to establish the peace in the world. Kaya World Summit 2022. So, it's a good thing, alam nyo, kung makikita nyo na whatever different religion, different denomination, different nations are gathered, no? And they talk about peace, they talk about the hope for peace. Ba, magkakaroon ka ng hope. Kaya rally of hope. Magkakaroon ka ng hope that there is really hope that the kingdom of God will be realized on earth, depending on our portion of responsibility. Kaya alam nyo, kung pagpapatuloy natin, one of the speaker, Israeli Prime Minister, in 2000, yung past Israeli Prime Minister, ang sabi niya sa speech niya, sabi niya, I have attended many or numerous gatherings like this, talking about peace, talking about unification. But sabi niya, but the only thing, sabi niya, this Rally of Hope, sabi niya, or Think Tank 2022, is different. It is because they have, sabi niya, they have solution offer. Ibig sabihin, yung mga na-attendan niya, they are only talking about unification, ganyan, kaya lang walang binibigay na solusyon. But sabi niya, nung Prime Minister na yun, sabi niya, but this, sabi niya, gave and offer solution. And what is solution? Through families. Pagtibayin ang mga pamilya. And we could bring peace in the world. So, kaya, kung makikita natin, di ba, magtitingin tayo sa buong mundo, makikita natin, napakagulo, no? But, there are situation then, there are activities also happening na maaaring hindi nyo alam na isang napakalaking event na for the world peace naman. Ganyan na to ang battle ni Satan and God. Di ba? Within ourselves, nakikita nyo merong battle between God and Satan sa sarili natin. Di ba? Nag-aaway in ourselves. God and Satan is battling within ourselves. Kung sino yung mananalo doon, depende kung sino yung ating palalakasin. Kung sino yung ating pakakainin. Natandaan nyo yung binigay ko sa inyong kwento na may batang umuwi galing sa school, pinauwi siya ng kanyang teacher, and then nakita siya nung kanyang lolo. Ang sabi ng lolo niya, apo, bakit ka umuwi? Sabi niya, pinauwi po ako ng teacher. Bakit ka pinauwi? Kasi po nakipag-away ako. And then ngayon, pinaupo nung lolo yung anak. Sabi niya, apo, sabi niya, may kukwento ko sa inyo. Alam mo ba, apo, na bawat tao ay meron tayong inaalagaan sa sarili natin na dalawang klase ng lobo. Lobo, ibig sabihin nun sa English yung wolf, wolf. Isang mabait na lobo at isang masamang lobo, sabi niya. At sabi niya, alam mo ba, na ito'y palaging nag-aaway sa atin. Palaging within us nag-aaway itong dalawang lobo na to. And then ngayon, nagtanong ngayon yung bata, lolo, sino po ang mananalo dun sa nag-aaway na lobo within us? Yung mabait o yung masama? Ang sagot ng lolo, depende kung sino yung pakakainin. Nakuha niyo yung ibig sabihin ng lolo? Ibig sabihin, kung sino ang ine-entertain natin, if we entertain God, God will be the winner in ourselves. If we entertain Satan, Satan will be the ruler of ourselves. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng lolo na yan. At ganun din na ito. If God and Satan is battling within ourselves, in our family, there is also battle within Satan and God. Not only the family, in the whole world, there is Satan, God and Satan is battling in the whole world. In every level in the society, God and Satan is battling. Kaya nasa sa responsibilidad ng tao kung sino yung mananalo dun sa labanan na yon. Okay? So, this video only, I showed this video sa inyo para magkaroon kayo ng idea ba na although marami tayong nakikitang mga kasamaan or mga world war, mga wars na parang nakakawala na ng hope, but actually siguro out of your knowing, there are also activities na talking about, na doing their responsibility, talking about the world of peace. No? Kaya ko lang pinakita sa inyo to para magkaroon tayo ng hope na in spite of those wars, in spite of those yung mga pangit na nakikita natin sa mundo, sa kabila niya na to, God is working to establish His kingdom. So, nasa sa atin yun kung paano natin maipakikita o kung sino yung mananalo dun sa battle na yon, God or Satan. It depends kung sino ang ating i-entertain. Okay? Okay? So, yun na to yung, kaya ko lang pinakita yung sa inyo yung video na to para magkaroon kayo ng hope. Hindi yung palaging nakikita natin yung war o yung mga kaguluhan na nakikita natin. But in spite of those things, God is working silently to establish God's kingdom. At nasa sa atin yung kapagwawagi nun. Kung we will stand on our position or we will not stand on our responsibility. Okay? So, enough for that. And then let's go to our main topic. Ang topic natin is about unity is a prerequisite for freedom and peace. So in connection dun sa video, kaya ko pinapanood sa inyo yung video. So ano to? Ang sabi rito ng founder ni Father Moon at saka ni Mother Moon, unity is another prerequisite of freedom and peace. Consider the life of a husband and wife. If the two have not become one, how can they enjoy the freedom of husband and wife in a true sense. If a husband and wife are not one, then there is no hope for harmony in the family. Peace in the family will be an impossible dream. Sabi niya, sa pamilya sa mag-asawa. Kung ang mag-asawa ay hindi sila nagkakaisa, walang harmony sa kanila. Do you think there is freedom and happiness in the family? No. No. Sabi dito, peace in the family will be an impossible dream. Magiging isang panaginip lang yan kung walang pagkakaisa sa pamilya ang mag-asawa. So it means that yung happiness and freedom, nag-ugat yan sa pagkakaisa. Gusto lang ipakita rito yon. Kaya yung pinakita ko sa inyong video, di ba? Yung different religion, different denomination ng isang religion, yung different nation, different government officials, nagkaisa sila to make peace in the world. And that is the starting point of peace, freedom, and happiness. Yun ang kagandahan na to. Once na may nagwo-work, there is always hope. And God is working on the hope na tayo ay magkakaisa at tatayo sa ating responsibilidad. Okay? Next is, the foundation for peace begins in our heart. Di ba dun sa una, sabi niya doon, pamilya, asawa, mag-asawa, dapat may pagkakaisa. Dito ang sabi niya, bago pumunta tayo doon, sabi niya, a person blasphemes God if he stands before the unchanging God and says he will vacillate. We blaspheme love if we stand in the presence of his unchanging love and practice a vacillating love. What is the meaning of vacillate or vacillating? Ibig sabihin niya, nag-change, paiba-iba, waver. So ibig sabihin, paano daw tayo makakapag-stand kay God who is unchanging kung tayo pabago-bago? At paano daw tayo, sabi niya, paano daw tayo makapagpa-practice ng kagaya ng love ni God kung ang ating pagpa-practice ng love ay pabago-bago? The foundation for peace begins in our own hearts when we share both sorrow and joy with God. It means ito, na within ourselves, sa ating sarili, yun sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, dapat merong what? Unity sa ating mind and body. Yung tinuturo sa principle natin, di ba? Yung maturity ng bawat isa. Yung ang ating mind and body must be united in one heart. Hindi yung ang ating mind at ang ating body ay nagkakasalungatan. Sinasabi ng mind natin, ito, gawin mo to. You serve God. Sinasabi ng katawan mo, naku, mas masarap matulog. Sinasabi ng katawan mo, naku, mas masarap mag-games. So what? Nagkakaroon siya ng disunity. Kaya, ito yung umpisa ng lahat na to. Kaya hindi ba dun sa 3 blessing, be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion, inuna yung be matured. Yung ibig sabihin yung unity between mind and body. Kasi yun ang pundasyon para pag nag-enter ka into family life, matured kayo na asawa, matured ka na asawang lalaki, and then you will be united as one also. Kaya kung baga sa bilang isang tao, pinag-isa ka sa loob mo. Pag nag-asawa ka, babae at lalaki, pag-iisahin pa rin kayo. Yun na to ang kabuuan ng happiness. And the next is, sabi rito, for this reason, a religious movement must arise on this earth that teaches us to achieve complete mastery over the body and is able to unite the people of the world. Jesus started such a movement. Di ba yun ang katuruan ni Kristo? Na yung tayo'y magkaroon tayo ng overcoming sa ating katawan. Yan ang tinuturo ng Biblia. Dapat magkaroon tayo ng control over our body. Di ba? Kaya ano ba sinasabi sa Biblia? Ang daan papunta sa langit ay bako-bako, masalimuot, mahirap. Ibig sabihin nun, discipline. Ibig sabihin nun, control over your desire. the desire of your body. Kaya ito yung sinasabi na dapat within ourselves, merong unity between our minds and body. Hindi nagko-conflict. Dapat if our mind who is centered on God says, you must do this. This is your responsibility given by God. And your body must follow it. Okay? Next is, sabi rito, please bear in mind that these words are a warning from God, proclaimed to human beings wading through the muddy waters of a corrupt world in the last days. We are all called to fulfill this task of restoration. It is our destiny. We can never escape our destiny, which is heaven's absolute mandate. So ito yung destiny ato ng tao, to fulfill our responsibility. Alam niyo ba ito? Kaya sinabi dito na we cannot escape. You know why? Kahit hindi natin gawin ito ato, mapapasa to sa mga susunod na henerasyon natin. Kaya lang mahihirapan sila lalo. Dahil yung ating kamalian, yung ating pagbabayad, sa halip ay mapapasa pa rin sa kanila. Dadalin pa rin nila. The victory and also yung ating failure ay madadala pa nila. Kaya madadagdag pa sa kanilang dalahin yun. Kaya we cannot escape that. It is the task given to us by heaven. Kaya ito, alam mo ba, ikaw, Warren, kung yung mga pagkakamali mo ngayon, alam mo ba ito, nadadalin yan ng future generation mo, ng anak mo. Yung ding victory mo, yung ding kagandahan ng loob mo, yung mga magagandang achievements mo, dadalin din yan ng anak mo. And next is, sabi rito, I think everyone at some point in life searches for the origin of peace and happiness. Yet, from where we do peace and happiness really come? Saan daw ba nagmumula? They do not originate from America or Korea or the United Nations. The crucial issue is how we human beings whose mind and bodies are in conflict can come to embrace a true view of the universe and find peace and happiness in our own hearts. Yun ang sabi rito ni Mother Moon. Sabi niya, tanungin niyo Eka, saan ba nagsisimula ang kapayapaan? Ito ba Eka ay sa Amerika? Ito ba Eka ay sa Korea? Ito ba Eka sa United Nations? Sabi niya, no. Nagsisimula ang kapayapaan within us. Within the unity between our minds and body. Diyan nagsisimula ito. Kaya, there is a movement o group na tinayo ang movement namin, another subgroup, talks about peace starts with me. Nagsisimula ito ang kapayapaan sa bawat isa. Kaya huwag niyong hanapin ang kapayapaan sa isang grupo o kung kanino naman. Dapat magsimula ang kapayapaan sa sarili natin. Sabi dito, in our hearts, in our own hearts, the remnants of 6,000 years of war between good and evil continue to flare. The First World War was horrendous. The Second World War, such wars though were relative skirmishes in a much larger conflict and neither lasted more than 6 years. So pinakikita to rito na those wars na mga nakaraan, it also started. Bakit? Dahil sa mga tao. Sa atin mismo. Yung bang namumuno ng mga nation, tao yan, di ba? Kung ang bawat tao, especially yung mga namumuno sa atin, merong kapayapaan within themselves, wars will never happen. Kaya ito ang kapayapaan ay nagmumula sa sarili. And next is, yet the struggle between mind and body that goes within each of us is the worst kind of war. Ito ang very interesting. It is a war that seemingly knows no end and whose inevitable result speed us to ruin. Everyone feels the torment of this struggle in his or her own life. The confrontation between mind and body is fierce battle of good versus evil, representing the prolonged struggle between God and Satan. Natandaan nyo ito, may sinabi ko sa inyo. Yung battle between God and Satan in the world is already won by God through the Messiah. Napanalunan na yan ito ng Messiah. Yung battle between God and Satan in the world. Alam nyo ba ito, according to our founder, the last battle that is needed to establish God's kingdom is what? Natandaan nyo yun, Lloyd? Jed? Ano yung pinakahuling paglalaban? Yung last battle na kailangan in order to establish God's kingdom. Yung world battle na to between God and Satan is already won. Napanalunan na yan. Victorious na dyan. Because of the Messiah. Kaya lang, iyan ay victory ng Messiah. Hindi ba? God and man, meron tayong different responsibility. Nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa. May responsibility ang tao. Nakalimutan niyo yan, sinabi ko sa inyo. Ang huling battle is the battle ato within us, sa bawat tao. Yung battle within us, yun ang huling battle in order for us to establish the kingdom of heaven. And according to our founder, that battle is actually between us lang. God can never interfere on that battle. It is our own responsibility to win the battle between our own selves, between our minds and body. That is our responsibility. And that is the only needed. Ito na lang ito ang natitira in order for the kingdom of heaven will be realized. Yun na to ang pinaka-last battle at pinaka-fierce battle according to Father and Mother Moon. Fierce battle within us. Yung atong paglalaban sa ating sarili. Yan na to yung huling. Yan yung huling barahan ni Satanas sa atin. Yung labanan sa bawat isa na ating sarili. Sabi rito, because of this conflict, the ideal of the true human potential has been hidden away in a dense fog and trapped behind a high fence. We must generate a wind of truth and love that is strong enough to sweep the fog away. Dahil daw sa nagkasala ang tao, di ba? Yung mind and body, nagkaroon siya ng separation na hindi sila talaga nagkakakitaan. Kaya ang tendency, there is no unity. It was hidden by Satan's words, by Satan's love. Kaya sabi rito, we must tear down the mighty fence. Yung division na yan, yung fence, yung wall between our mind and body that stands so high as to pierce the sky. And the course of overcoming this struggle is our destiny again. Sinabi yan ni Mother Moon. Yung overcoming ng struggle natin is our destiny. Ibig sabihin ng our destiny, sinasabi, iyan ay nakatalaga sa atin. Hindi man natin matupad sa ngayon yan. Yung susunod nating henerasyon, sila ang tutupad yan. Kaya lang mas mabigat. Kasi yung ating pagkakamali, idadalhin pa rin niya. Kaya pabigat ng pabigat ato yan. Kaya iyan na to ang gustong sabihin sa atin ba? Na ang happiness ay magmumula iyan sa pamamagitan ng unity, ng pagkakaisa. Sa buong mundo at sa pinaka-basic tayo. Pero alam naman natin, bago magmula sa buong mundo, magmumula dapat yan sa pinaka-unit, tayo. Hindi yan magmumula sa malaki, sa bawat isa, sa maliit muna sa atin. Kaya peace, happiness start in us. If there is unity between us, there is peace. And if there is peace, there is happiness within ourselves. Ganun na to yun. Kaya makita nyo to, hindi ba yung mga religious people, Kahit anong denomination yan, kahit anong relihiyon yan. Di ba yung mga champion nila, once na nagkaroon sila ng kapayapaan sa sarili nila, once na na-overcome nila yung desire ng kanilang body, yung desire ng kanilang katawan, nagkaroon sila ng peace within themselves, di ba? Kahit sila'y mahirap, pero yung kaligayahan nasa sa kanila. Kaya sabi dito ni Mother Moon, to win this battle, we must overcome the desires of the body, such as sleep, money, unprincipled, especially ito, unprincipled sexual satisfaction. When he set out on his course decades ago, my husband, Reverend Moon, declared as his personal motto, yung motto ni Father Moon, before seeking dominion over the universe, you must first control yourself. And that is how he has lived throughout his life. Ito yung motto ni Father Moon. Before daw makontrol mo ang universe, o before you can control others, first, learn to control yourself. Iyan na to. Ang kahalagahan na to ng kapayapaan. At sa unity magsisimula ang kapayapaan, at once there is peace, there is happiness. At saan magsisimula ang unity, ang pagkakaisa? Sa bawat isa sa atin. Peace start with me. Kaya ito, we need to become matured. We need to unite our mind and body. Kaya palagi ko yung pinupus eh. Kaya sometimes alam ko na misunderstood niyo ako. Bakit ko kayo pinupus? Because of this attitude. Na ang tao, because nagkasala ang tao, instead na mind ang magdo-dominate sa tao, the body is the one dominating our mind. Katawan, yung desire ng tao, ang nag-uudyok sa ating mind, sa ating conscience. Ang katawan, ang desire ng tao, ang nagbibigay, ang nagiging subject sa ating mind. Karaniwan ang nasusunod, yung desire ng tao. Kaya hindi ba sabi ko sa inyo, kung kailan mas malakas umatake si Satan sa tao, yung time na komportable ang buhay nyo. Once na komportable ang buhay nyo, nakakalimutan nyo si God, ang inyong ine-entertain, yung desire ng katawan nyo, kasi komportable yung buhay nyo. Nakakalimutan nyo si God, Satan, come to yourself. Even hindi ko to sinasabi sa inyo lang, ha? Even when I give message like this, I'm also giving message to myself. Hindi ibig sabihin ako perfecto, no? Even I myself. Kaya lang ako minsan nakakaalala yung time na may mga kagayan tong pag-aaral na to. Kagayan to. Meron akong masakit ang paa ko. Di ba? Tagal kong wala nito, 4 na taon. Kahit paano, naging pabaya ako sa pagkain, naging pabaya ako sa pag-exercise. Diba? Pero nagpapasalamat nga ako, nagkaroon ako ng ganito. Sabi ko nga, ginawa kong positive yung thinking ko rito. Ang sabi ko, at least God is guiding me. Binigyan niya ako ng senyales na sa pamamagitan nito, muli kong maiisip yung responsibilidad ko na dapat i-take care ko ang aking katawan, ang aking sarili. Kaya lang napakasakit yung reminder niya sa akin kasi doubt ito. Grabe, 3 araw akong namimilipit. Pero because of this, na-remind na naman ako na I need to take care of myself. Kaya kita mo, nag-diet na naman ako. Ngayon, kita mo, in 3 days, ang laki ng binaba ng timbang ko. So, ganun tayong tao ato. Kaya, sometimes, huwag sana nyo ako ma-misunderstood. Bakit ko kayo pinupush This is my purpose. My purpose is to push you in order na ma-overcome ng mind natin yung desire ng ating katawan. Kaya hindi ba katulad ng Kristo? Kung mahal nyo yung magulang, tatay, nanay, kapatid nyo, more than me, sabi niya, you are not worthy of me. Hindi ibig sabihin na to makasarili si Kristo. Pinakikita doon ato na para ma-overcome mo ang lahat-lahat, i-focus mo yung sarili mo sa Kanya, sa Kanyang katuruan. Yun ang ibig sabihin mo. Kasi once na hindi nakafocus sa Kanya, ang katuruan, ang tendency nun talaga, we will be overcome by our body. We will be overcome by our body's desire. Kaya, kita nyo, di ba, tinuturuan tayo ni Kristo na i-focus natin sa Kanya. Kaya kita mo, ano ba ang nature ng tao, di ba? Sabi ko nga sa inyo in the past, imaginein mo, in one day, tanungin nyo sarili nyo, how many hours na you put God into your life? That you give importance or give time to God? In 24 hours, baka nga, minsan wala eh. Diba? Kaya nga, di ba, sinet natin itong Friday night na if possible, we could somehow put this Friday night to be our offering to God. Kaya yun ang katuruan na to ni Kristo. You put ourselves, i-focus natin sa Kanya para ma-overcome natin lahat ito. Yung desire of our body. Pero hindi pa rin eh. Usually, mas malakas talaga ang desire ng body natin. Yung desire natin na magpahinga, yung desire natin ng komportabling buhay, yung desire natin ng lahat-lahat na, especially sexual, sabi rito, unprincipled sexual satisfaction. Yan na to. Yan ang nagro-rule ng buhay natin. Itong body natin. Kung ato, i-reflect nyo sa sarili nyo in one day. Ito bang araw na to, sino ba ang nag-rule sa aking buhay? Is the desire of my body or the desire of my mind? Question yourself. Tanungin nyo rin, how many hours this day I gave time to God? Samantalang sabi ni God, ang greatest among the commandments, love God with all thy heart, with everything, above all. Pero, nasunod ba natin yun? Di ba, ang layo sa katotohanan na to. Ang layo sa katotohanan. Alam mo si Kuya Alan, ganun-ganun lang yun, pero pinupuri ko yun. Alam mo si Kuya Alan, okay, pero siyempre, different sa kasi wala naman siyang trabaho, kaya nagagawa niya lahat. Pero still, meron yung may bearing yun. Gigising yan ng madaling araw to read words of God, to pray. Ganun din siya sa gabi. And sabi niya palagi na mini-mention niya ang mga names natin in his prayer. Kaya di ba, nasabihan ko kayo na sana gawin ninyong tradisyon yun sa buhay niyo. Yung pagising sa umaga, if possible, read God's words and then pray together in your family. At least, ginawa niyong una si God sa araw niyo. Hindi man niyo maibigay na 24 hours kay God, pero ginawa niyo siya, yung first hour na pagkagising niyo, you put God on the first hour ng inyong araw. Okay, so ito yun, yung end of our topic for tonight. It talks about unity, peace, and happiness. So yung happiness cannot be achieved automatic, There is a proseso. Ganyan na to si God. May proseso. Merong plan. Merong order. At merong purpose. Kaya perfect. Kaya nagkakaroon ng perfection. It is because of the purpose, plan, process, and order. And that is perfection. Okay. So this is the end of our